This is my 28th year teaching.
Wow.
And my second year of my new school. So like 28 years in, I found out I was the new kid on the block, which has been an interesting experience and definitely humbling, and really reconnected me to my basics of like when I first walked into a school and I was brand new, because I was. So this lesson plan was kind of born out of that place, this particular session. Because every school is different, right? Every school has a different climate, a different population, or a couple of populations, and as teachers, we have to adjust. And so what I found, and I feel like it's the Greater Spirit's way of saying, don't get too confident, keep learning, because each year I kind of get something new, and I'm like, oh, forgot about that, have to do that. And so this is what it's about. I have modeled today's session after the Hunger Games because I think teaching is the Hunger Games, right? You are thrown into an arena by the Capitol that goes by other names. I'm sure you can fill in the blanks there. And you are not even given, may the odds be in your favor. You're just given a roster, go ahead, run, and we'll be back to see how you're doing later. And that's what we're going to look at today. So how do you pivot, right? How do you pivot in real time when you're in the arena of the Hunger Games, because you may not show fear in the classroom, right? It is not a good look. So what we're going to look at today is we're going to give you two sets of plans. I'm going to give you day one and let you and your group look it over, figure out who is this meant for, do you think? What levels, what entry points do you see? These are considered exemplars. That doesn't mean they don't need improvement. So let's take it from there. We're going to divide you into groups. Do we have more markers?
More markers.
We got three.
Okay, more.
Awesome, thank you. And then I'm going to give you day two of this plan, and I'm going to say, here you go, boom, oh, by the way, here's a challenge and a monkey wrench. This is the population that you were creating this for. What can you rearrange immediately to meet the need of that specific group? Yeah.
Sorry, are we supposed to do both of these prompts now, or just
Yeah. Both the prompts, one on the front, one on the back.
Oh, okay.
You're good. And again, so many markers. Can you read the other one out loud? Yeah. I hate to admit it, but what makes me stop breathing and then have to take deep breaths after I see a new roster for my class kids. And then we're going to give you this other plan to rearrange. How would you rearrange it? How would you revise it? What would you add to it? But wait, there's more. It is the Hunger Games, so you're not safe. We are going to come around and give you something to add to that lesson. Somebody is going to come into your room and mix up that population you just figured out. And that is the acting chart, which will be kind of fun, where you get to activate that. So,
You're not killing any of this now.
I am not killing any of you
thank you.
intentionally, no. So this is our day at a glance. Welcome. We're really happy to have you here.
Yeah. I'm me. Hi.
Hi.
We'll see me. Sure. You will see me. Hi.
How many of you have both prompts? Yeah.
How many what?
We need another few seconds, that's okay. What it would be great to do is if we could just go around the room and if you'd be kind enough to say your name, your borough, and what age group you teach, so we can kind of do some chicken scratch and figure out what would be best for everybody. Can someone kick that off for me?
I can.
Awesome.
I'm Rachel. I teach in Queens, in Corona. I teach K through 5.
I'm Christina. I teach in Massillon, Queens. I teach high school.
I'm Jaylene. I teach in Canarsie, Brooklyn, and I teach high school.
I'm Nora. I teach in Brownsville, Brooklyn, and I teach 3K through 5.
I'm Dylan. I teach in Woodside, Queens, and high school.
I'm Ashley. I teach in Inwood, Manhattan, and I teach K through 5.
I'm Dana. I teach in Manhattan, K-5.
I'm Ali, or Alessandra. I teach middle school in Bayside, Queens.
I'm Violet.
Bushwick. 3K through 5.
Yeah. I'm Jessie. I'm in the Bronx. I'm in D75. I teach high school.
Jennifer, I teach in the Bronx and I teach K through 5.
Tony, I'm in Staten Island and I teach middle school.
Lynn, I'm in Manhattan and I teach pre-K through junior high.
Hi, I'm Abigail. I'm in the Bronx and I teach middle school.
Sarah, I teach in South Jamaica, Queens, middle school.
Lisa, I teach in Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn, and I teach middle school.
Jennifer, I teach in Queens South and K through 5.
Jenna, Brooklyn, middle school.
Tony Ann, Manhattan, K to 5.
Janine, Staten Island, K through 5.
Sherilyn, I teach in the Bronx, K through 5.
Brad, I'm not a teacher, I'm digital theatre doing teaching resources.
Amazing. Like, you 3 kids.
Special needs too.
Okay.
So,
Yes.
I have a request.
Yes.
When I walked in, I heard Erica Badu and I was like, oh yes, but I just can't stop listening to her and I want to focus more on you guys. So
We'll say goodbye.
thank you. I know every single word of that whole album now.
concert in
Thank you.
December. She's performing in December. Hooray for her.
And my mom.
And me. Okay, so
So what we're gonna do, can I get everybody to stand up with your card? Pull on your welcome to leave bags or things to the sides. And if you could just start walking from them. And stop. Turn to one person closest to you. Introduce yourself, say hello.
It's right by Cunningham Park. I used to teach a course there too.
And read them your response from
Okay,
number
yes.
1. You're gonna have the next 10 seconds on your marks. Get set, go.
Okay, I have the perfect foolproof lesson plan. It always worked. The room was set up with heavy tables when I planned to do a social activity, and it did not have a procedure.
I have the perfect lesson plan until 5.
But also the same, I guess, until you get observed.
Yes.
Someone comes in and says,
Which I just got observed the other day.
Did you know that 6 kids in theater is the small group?
About 5 more seconds.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that.
I feel like when you have like kids that show up, let's say every single day, you have your routine all day, and then you get the new friend that comes in. So it's like hitting the reset button over and over again. Like last year, I felt like I was the tick clock in the door.
1. Everybody raise the right hand. Look at the person across from you and say bye-bye. Bye-bye. The next round, start walking around the room. You're walking, and please form groups of 3 and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you have to have a group of 4, that's okay. I've got 1, 2.
Wait, where's the sauce on it?
1, 2.
We have 3.
Do we have any 4s?
We have a 4.
3 to 5.
3. Boom. Can you please share the prompt on the back of your card? Your second prompt with your group. Again, you'll have 12 seconds this time. Here you go. On your mark, this is prompt number 2. I hate to admit it, but ... On your mark, get set, go.
Probably the thing that makes me, freak out is when I see the kids who are that band together with the other kids in the same class.
It's like that one student that has the reputation that you've heard through the years, and you finally have them.
Yep.
I hate to admit it. I'm going to say because when groups have already been formed or plays have already been cast, and then someone joins the group, and I won't have to juggle, pivot, recast, share roles. especially when you're like just getting started to do something. So this was pretty good about that.
They gave me a nice big room last year. My room had a full room full of them. So I was like, oh, I'm feeling expected now. That was just
What age group were you again?
high school, but they're all on the autism spectrum, so cognitively.
Back in the
Such a no-brainer, thank you.
One. How many of you heard something familiar or that rang true for you? Oh, yeah. Okay, this is our can you raise your right hand? Look at the people you just talked to, say bye-bye. And you're gonna look real hard for the people you have not yet talked to and form groups of 4. In 5, 4. Hello. 3. Nope. 2.
I'm sorry, that's everything.
I like your glasses. Both of you have really nice glasses.
So online. I buy direct. It happened for like 5 years, I remember.
It's good, because you can get your prescription and then buy. They were cheap.
20 seconds on your mark.
I've been using Zenny.
I use that too.
Okay. What have we
share either one.
Anything you want.
either one.
Anything.
For the first one, I said I have the perfect lesson plan until only 5 kids come to class at a time.
Nobody cares.
I find that I can sometimes just be too afraid to do it, or I just talk a lot and then I realize I'm not letting the kids do. So, yeah.
I'll do the hate to admit it, but when shows already been cast, partnerships have already been made, someone new comes in, and then I have to pivot and recast or adapt in a way.
Yes.
That sucks. That's annoying, but you know.
Down, talk with the teachers and find out what's going on. And also last week they changed my rosters again.
Oops. Run out of time.
1 each group. Pick 2 responses, 1 from prompt 1, 1 from prompt 2. If you're like, we all went for prompt 2, okay, go for that. And can you decide that in the next 3 seconds? Who's going to speak in? There'll be a long 3 seconds. Ready?
Who's gonna speak for your group? Okay, do you need another timeout?
You guys need to give for a second?
You're good?
Go ahead, we can take one. So
I'm gonna say we need another minute. So take another minute to just discuss and then discuss who's going to share. Ready? Minute. And share.
And it didn't really fit the lesson and the kids were
I always have a perfect lesson. I feel like I'm always trying to figure it to like at ease, and I can never ever get to like evaluation.
Today it's just a constant redirection.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So that's what it is.
I'm like not interested in real things.
I know, it's like so like awkward. Like, now this is all we're like, we'll see what we're saying.
Okay.
I have my eyes done.
It's not even like password protected. I mean, like all we're seeing is go on like this is what we're doing here, which is kind of scary. I probably won't, but they could.
But it's more
It's always about like in days that I'm sorry, but like I need to be sure
Probably like you think you're fully prepared, you show up fully prepared, you have like bells and whistles, and then you're like thrown for a loop.
We've been for a few years now, so I'm getting, you know,
and then you have the kids being yelled at all day, forced to just sit at a desk and write on a paper. And
You know,
We all get
they've just
those.
gone from adult to adult.
Because maybe you haven't actually even been in here before.
But that's fun. I mean, they respond.
Some of them are into it, some of them still do not understand that when they come into an acting class, they're gonna act.
Yeah, they're like, no.
Yeah. Like, what do you mean I have to get up? Like, you have to get up. Act.
Stand.
Speak.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, stand.
Yeah, stand.
And very much a lot of teenage boys with IEPs are very much like not doing that. I'm like, that's really interesting because you are.
Yeah.
And
Do they-
that sentence.
They're getting there.
Okay. Just by a show of hands, how many of you want to like take like a knee or like have us sit down for a second? Or
Do you need us to?
well, we're gonna share just a little bit, so I don't want to like have everybody up on their feet if they.
I like standing.
You like standing?
I don't like sitting on the ground.
Okay. I was gonna say, I think make an implied choice on whatever feels comfortable for you in this moment. That's okay. Yes? Cool? Amazing.
I'll half it and squat.
For some reason I'm left dominant. We're working that out in my life. I'm gonna start with this group. And then we're gonna kind of bounce off with hearing your tale, your story. 3, 4, finale. Yes? Does that feel fair? Great. So which prompt did you?
I did the first one, so I did the perfect foolproof lesson plan. It always works until only 5 kids from the class outside.
And feel free to respond, feel free to agree, feel free to say, speak from your soul, speak from your corazón. Like, oh, that's actually the worst nightmare. And taking them on a trip in 5-degree weather. True story.
And they all show up.
And they all showed up. And they all showed up. Okay.
Our other prompt, I think that makes me take a deep breath and stop reading altogether when I see on my roster teenage boys with IEPs.
That's real.
Every time you guys say that, I just think about,
Because I think as many of you in the room, right, you start kind of going through the catalog of stories you have lived. And there's like a series of 183 days you have lived. And then they start to multiply. And you're like, oh, because, well, all it shows you is how much resilience you do have, right? And you're constantly in a state of pivoting, but it is a muscle and it is an exercise. And at some point, you're like this, I just want to do the thing. And that's not what this is. That's not what teaching is. So, yeah, thank you.
So we all shared from the first prompt. We had like surprise observation. Many L students making sure that the lesson is differentiated and that every student has the resources they need, and like who is speaking their lines in English, who's speaking their lines in Spanish or French, who's pantomiming, like are they understanding, is everything getting translated? Google Translate is like not a great resource.
Yeah, it's getting better.
Okay, good. I'm glad to hear that.
Not always.
And then for me, everything goes well until like it's the last period of the day and a kid who's just been like sitting at a desk being berated all day comes into my room and is completely emotionally dysregulated.
Yeah, that one gets me the most. Yep. Also, every observation's a surprise. Ready?
Yeah.
Best thought I've ever had, and I still share it, and I will say, as mentees know, it is 1 hour of your life if you have 4 observations. At max, 2 hours of your life.
And more than that.
And then if you have like the 6 observations, maybe it's still less than a day.
Well, some you
They're not ready.
Yeah, depending upon. So, and there is a natural performance element in it, and in essence, most of us have had some form of performance. And I never let that die. So that's like All right, you get a solo performance today. Go ahead.
So we have two we shared from both. For mine was the first one. I never feel like I have a perfect foolproof lesson plan because I am a first-year theater teacher.
Still here.
And my school's never had a theater program until now.
Same.
Still here.
No one can answer my questions, so I'm here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. So, number 2, I hate to admit it, but what makes me stop breathing, and frankly, this was a little bit of a vent situation. When I see a roster with students who do not work well together and the people making decisions for the rosters are not discussing rosters with the teachers who work with the students daily. Also, last week, all in caps, my rosters were changed yet again, all in caps, which just means I have to start rehearsals over. Thank you.
I mean,
It's like the MTA, right? Like they make decisions, but they don't ride the trains or buses. So I like it. It's just another way of.
I had an MTA conductor say one of the best like he was so positive, and I know conductors, and we listened to, and he was like, "Listen, everybody, we're gonna make room on this train." And I went, "Yeah, we're gonna make room on this train." And it was so, and he was like, "I hope you all have the best day today. I hope you all find a way to smile at somebody. Smiling is free. Try it. You might like it." It was on the 6th train, and I was like this. I'm doing everything he said. So I guess I say that too because this is a blip. And I'm saying this from even an admin standpoint. No admin is perfect. We're taking a lot of hits, or they are trying to take hits so that you don't have to, which means you have to take hits too, and that's not right. And that's not right.
It's mostly the lack of communication.
And that, to me, as being the expert in it, how do you model it? Because I was teaching admin. I was never teaching the kids. I didn't have to teach the kids. I could play and work and create with kids. I always had to teach admin. And that's hard.
Yeah, so this didn't happen at my current school. Before I got hired, one of my first demo lessons went horribly wrong because, so what I wrote was, I always have the perfect so I want to know how others would handle the situation if they were in it, because I didn't so I didn't get that job, but I like the job we got now, so it worked out. So I have the perfect foolproof lesson plan. It's always worked until the room was set up with heavy tables when I planned to do a circle activity, and I did not have a procedure in place to move them. When I told the kids to move them, most did not, and chaos ensued.
Yep, I've been there.
And I'd asked in advance what the furniture was and if the tables were movable, and they're like, "Yeah, you can move the tables." And then I just walked in, and kids were all laying in the room, and they were all sitting at these heavy tables, and I was like, "Okay, so move the tables aside." They were like, and then it just a few did, and then I did a circle activity more squashed, and then there was it did not work out.
It's just a recipe. I don't know if there was
After that, I planned more small group activities, unless I knew that we would have space for a circle activity.
That makes sense.
Yes, you do that. Yes, I've also been in that situation where I have taught in big auditorium spaces and also classrooms and also the hallway. So I feel like we're kind of asked to have that in our bag as okay, no circle activity today. What can I pull out next? So just have that in your bag, I guess, unfortunately. Or thinking positively. You'll just have a lot of things to throw at them, whatever the situation.
I also find it's the interesting way to use the furniture. If there was any time where I'm I know you're not allowed. It's more of the discussions about why is there a rule and when do I have a permission to break it? Because there would be a lot of times where I'm all right, well, you could sit on the desk. You have to. If I'm trying to make this happen, and this is what I'm planning, you know and I know you cannot sit on the desk in any other space. That's the conversation that I'm facilitating probably with kids.
so that the furniture doesn't become my obstacle. It's more so setting a precedent in my room or with me that can't happen everywhere else. Like, you would not take off your shoes everywhere else, but you can take off your shoes with me. You can't play music at the top of every class, but you can give me a song suggestion here. So it's like making them understand like place, time, space, and action. That's what I probably would have leaned into. It's a good one. Yes.
I hate to admit it, but what makes me stop breathing and, oh gosh, I can't read.
When you stop breathing in, then I have to take
Deep breaths, yes.
So I said names I don't know because they've either never showed up to my class and it's November, or wait till you hear this, and or they're brand new, and because I gotten comfy with who's in the room and I know the dynamic and I know what triggers some kids and what is good for other kids, and once you throw something brand new into the mix, nobody knows what's going on and it's a hot mess express. Like, this kid could come in and like not work well with the other kids, even though I've got the dynamic going, and now I have to figure out how to navigate that and what groups I can put people in. So that gets frustrating. And then there's the people on my roster who have never shown up to class, and it is November 4th, and the parents won't answer, and there's just, I'm being told that a kid is not coming to my class 4 days out of the week, but they'll be there on Friday, so I gotta grade them, and I'm like, cool, yeah.
They showed up on Friday.
When?
That's the when that starts. So, I mean, I'm in a constant state of questions. I'm the wrong person. I'm like in a loop of questions. I'm like this, okay. They came on Friday. Could I get a Wednesday out of them? How can I get you here on Wednesday? What are you into? I had 365 students 1 year for middle school, and I literally remember saying, but there's not that many days in the school year, and having that deep, profound thought. And I know 2 teachers that have students that, and she knows every name. Well, I did not. I did a lot of, I like your purple pants. Damn, that is a great jumper. And I would call them, because I had like 36 Jose's in one year. So like, at some point, I'm gonna kill you with a compliment. I'm gonna take in who you are. There's some reason why you're not here. What is more important than being here? That's the question I'm asking. What you doing? What you into? How you doing?
How can we make this something you're into? Right.
Grab me, and that was always my real cheap trick. I need you to go to this person's classroom and grab me the water. On Wednesdays. Because it's cold. Sent on an adventure, and they return. Next month, I need you to find every paper bag on the 3rd floor. Adventure. Come back, because they got credit, because they're tactile, or whatever it might be. There's a whole host of issues, right? It's one. It's not the sum. But all of a sudden, that Friday turns into Wednesday. Now that Wednesday turns into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then all of a sudden they're in during lunch, but they're not coming to your class. Well, they came. Lemonade. Lots of flavors of lemonade. I love lemons. It's amazing. Blueberry, mango, pineapple, lemonade. Just make a lot of lemonade. Ready?
Yeah, go. So we're gonna do part of that. Okay, so we're gonna divide you into groups, and here's the deal. Kelly has a billion brilliant lesson plans that you all get to take at some point with you, and they're based pretty much in, one is like all about Antigone and Greek theater and lessons in Greek theater, and one has, I'm just gonna call it the Food Network Challenge. It's kind of really cool. It was like this.
That's what it is, yeah.
Knowing that there is a mixed level of grades here and also needs and interests, it's not for us to prescribe what lesson would be the best for you, but we want you to pick like a lesson that you know, like, yeah, I could do this, but I also could see the hiccups, or I could see the moments in it.
Yeah, and all of these plans. We never know which age range we're gonna have in the room when we facilitate. So thank you, because this is gonna be challenging for me or interesting for me, because I've never had so many people who teach littler people in the room on primary high school. So this will be great for me, so thank you in advance. It'll help me differentiate in a different way. So all of these plans, however, could be used with pretty much any grade level, except for, I'm thinking maybe K through 5.
I guess
The soundscape one could be.
the soundscape would probably be best. So we're gonna let you split yourselves into groups of 4. We know there are gonna be like 2 groups of 5, right?
Yeah.
And we have about 20 minutes. Amazing. So we want you to go through the lesson plan, actually dive in.
Yeah. How many for Antigone, just out of curiosity?
What?
Greek people, if you're into the
Are you
Greeks.
teaching Greek, or would like to teach Greek, or thinking about Greek? Storytelling, mythology. I'm just gonna keep classics.
If you're Greek people, can you go over there?
What about your options?
It is the Food Network Challenge. The Food Network Challenge plays with the ability to give and follow directions. It deals with scene work of a certain kind. And I don't want to give it away, but it literally is the Food Network Challenge. They will be creating a cooking show that you will record. Again, you will all have everything. We'll put the links up. So if you're Food Network, this is the Greek so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's.
So if you're Food Network people, go around.
K-5 only?
No. That goes on with high school.
What's the other option? I thought there was a third choice. I think it's like lots of
mixed into my class. So it's like those classes they're art schools.
Oh, interesting.
You will understand.
Makes things challenging.
You're a Greek.
Very well.
I just finished Greek theater, but I will. I haven't taught a Greek theater unit. I've studied plenty of Greek theater, and I love it. But I haven't taught it.
All right.
That's with the glasses on your hair by the
What topic? How do you know what topics to teach?
So I teach music, theater, and dance. I have 3 enrollments. So it's really complicated because I feel like it's hard for me to tap into theater. So I'm like stuck. You know, like so I came today, hope to get ideas.
I teach theater.
Today's the first time I heard about it.
Oh, really?
Yes, because this is my first.
Are you Food Network? Yes. I did definitely.
This is cool. I like this one.
Yeah.
Good, cool lesson.
Yes, do they have that? Yeah, I gave them soundscape. I gave them blocking. I know, I think I gave them Warden. Yeah, Warden, okay.
All right, folks, here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna come around and kind of give you a prompt. I'm giving you a chance to look at your lesson. The prompt is going to give you pretty much a scenario that could arrive at your room. And all you're gonna do is try to figure out a strategy on how to do it in a moment. Kelly might come around with another wrench. And then how would you actually pivot in real time around the lesson that you have and trying to solve the problem of the wrench that you have addressed. Does that make sense? So like some of the prompts that I have, you were supposed to have your kids from last year's acting intro. And then they were supposed to go into your theater too. However, you are given a mixture of all grade levels, 9 through 12, none of whom who've had theater before. And you realize very quickly that your students who learn through movement and activity, you lose them when they are sitting still or have to read. Okay, so that's just one prompt. There are a multitude of them. I'm just gonna come around. Cool?
Twice a week for 6 years.
Here you go. Thank you.
This has been going along swimmingly, and then I remember Evan brings the notorious student to your room and announcing me she is an add to your roster. There's unease. So let's see. Who are we thinking about? Lonnie, Kai, Daniel, Quinn Y.
Oh, do you guys work together?
Yeah.
I'm her student teacher. Oh, okay. Okay, did you read that?
Look at Quinn Y. I was like,
Where do we write that somewhere? Let's see. I mean, they have to make peanut butter jelly sandwich, mac and cheese from a box, spaghetti sauce, scrambled eggs with butter toast for the most advanced chefs. So they would have to pick one out of the 4.
I like what you said about working backwards. So what do we think will be the most challenging?
Yeah.
I think
Well, now we have to think about this too.
Yeah, I mean, I think like knowing where to start. What if some of our kids haven't even seen it? They don't know what the food is.
Right, which is a big
You know what I
thing.
mean? Like, I would think that we would probably have to introduce it with like
A video.
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 What a cooking show actually is.
Right.
And
then what?
And we could do one in
Most of the
in Spanish.
Yeah.
Or whatever language
Yeah,
they
absolutely.
speak.
And then
It was like, okay, explain to me how to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. And then the kids were like giving her instructions, but if they weren't clear enough, like unwrap the bread, she would just like start pulling at the bread and, you know, like, no, you have to tell me to unwrap the bread first. That's the first step. The first step is getting the bread out, right? So I don't know, just kind of made me think about that.
I also thought it would be cool if you had like
If you did it,
props.
like actually did it.
Yeah.
That's like
So-
modeling at its finest.
Exactly. It's like we're all on the
And they're
show
like- they're like,
together.
no, you have to undo the bread first.
Yeah.
I teach in a school that has pre-K classrooms and they actually have like the pretend food and stuff
Yeah,
like that. So you can like bring some of that in, or if not, you can just print out pictures of and laminate of food.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you can do that.
I'm going to interrupt your brilliance really quickly. I have given you day 1. This is your task sheet. I wanted to make sure that you saw like the diving board where this lesson jumps off. And then I've given you day 2 and 3 so that you can see where it leads. If you look at day 1, the task is just to be like, who do you think this was created for, what populations, etc. And I put the questions there for you. Day 2 is the one that you're going to start playing with. If you feel, and I'm open to this by the way, if you feel like you want to play with day 1, that's good. But I wanted to make sure you left with 2 sets of plans plus that, so you left with 3.
Cool. Thank you.
And then, as I said, for the non-writing people, whatever their particular recipe-wise, there would be picture symbols that they could line up, and then there are some verbal kids who could introduce it, some could point, and some could activate. So that everybody, because everybody, if they're active, everybody needs to have a place in what they're doing, so that they're all active in it, and nobody's just sitting there.
Right.
Right, so having said that.
So like heterogeneous.
So as a group, explore how you can rearrange, so we revise, add to the lesson. Oh wait, we have to come up with a name for our team.
For our team.
Yes, we must have a name. So any creative team name people?
You go to trivia all the
No,
time.
but I
You
use
should
the
have
same
a bunch of
trivia name.
What is the
What is it?
Well, ours is it's an inside joke though.
Oh,
That won't work.
Is it school appropriate?
Well, like it depends on who I'm with. I'm not responsible for that appropriate outfits.
No, I was just wondering if we could use it for us. No, I wasn't saying you were.
No,
I was
how about-
wondering if it was something we could use for us today.
A lot of these recipes require mixing and stuff. Like, what if we like the mix it up team?
Cool. Oh, I like it.
Okay.
The mix it up team.
The mix it up team.
Disrupts the dynamics of everything for one child. It's a balance act.
for them then to get a reward.
Exactly.
Well, they're not saying that this kid walked in and did anything though. Like,
No,
literally,
but the
yeah.
kid is notorious.
Other kids probably know that about them.
Yeah. Maybe you have this like a really, really nice school. I don't know.
I
In my
do.
school, there are definitely kids who are notorious, and whether you teach 6th, 7th,
They
or
have
8th
a
grade, you
reputation.
know about that.
Like, and then with the reputation.
Yeah. So, what? Okay, so obviously, maybe we don't go with this idea of giving them the Gordon Ramsay part, right? How else could we handle it? I mean, do you stop the class and explain to the kid, or do you just have the kid sit in and say, he'll figure it out?
And if you know the kids well, hopefully you know at least someone in the class who's like very patient and very calm and say, hey, listen, can you just sit with so-and-so and just, give them a little guidance on this. They just walked in, just help them understand a little bit what's going on. But I would definitely know the students and know who to say, please go with that student. Because if it's just like, you go with that person, that can be worse. But if you know the kids, which I do, then I can usually pair somebody up and say, listen, just help that child out.
Yeah, an adaptable kid.
Yes, somebody who's very flexible.
Yeah.
And patient and kind.
Yeah.
And that's only going to put another red flag. Why are you waiting for me? You know what to do. Why don't you know what to do?
And use asking for what you have, what you do know. Right? Like I use that a lot.
Show you're a theater teacher.
Didn't I just say that?
Yeah, but you know what I mean. Don't be waiting for anybody. This is your show.
What do you mean?
And hello. How are you? Are you happy doing this today? I'm so excited. Do you want to do something so fun today?
I do.
Okay. Here's what we have to do first. Here's what we have to do first. What? Let's show me. Look, do you know how to sit up? Please show me you're proud. Down or out. Show me proud. Try not to use the word no. Try not to say don't. Just make it all positive. Show me how proud you are to be here. Are you tired? I am tired. Did you get enough sleep? No, I didn't. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, you can sit a little bit more comfy if you want. Do you want to do that? How does that make you feel? So much better. Oh my God, I love it. And you don't even have to lay down. All of that is like, oh my gosh, she is so good. Look at the way she's talking to those kids. They love it. They respect her. Yeah. And that's 10 minutes gone.
That's it. Ready? They're going to look at how you're doing assessment.
They're going to look at your routines. How do they come into the room? Do they know what to do? Do they know where to go? Do they like where they're sitting? Are they talking to their friends? You know what I mean? Like, what do you have set up?
And they want to be
You do not care about theater.
your thought process.
Yes. Is it structured? Do they know? How do they come in? Did you give them high fives?
Yes, you did.
Did they give a hug when you came in? What is it? Do they have stuff up they can reference if they get lost? Do you
You ready for this one? You ready for this one? How you align to the core values of this school.
Show respect for all.
What? Shining Star? Yes, I know the core values of this building, and it is exemplar in this moment.
Are you having Are you showing respect for all? Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like a check.
If he can stay, if he or she can stay on task doing that too, because sometimes you give someone a job and then they get distracted in there.
That's why I thought if
They start to
your
play.
assistant,
Yeah.
or I guess in this
Follow
case,
you.
like sous chef, it's like me and sous chef are gonna come around and check each of your groups.
Yeah.
So like you kind of get to be with that
Maybe
kid
give them like a little
one-on-one.
clipboard or something.
Right. So I think that add to this
A prompt like a hat to wear,
tag.
like so or something. Yeah, some kind of tag. Or
Oh my god, a chef jacket.
Yeah.
But then and add to this lesson, so maybe we would preemptively have a little checklist that we could give to that kid as we go around. And
It might be based on the checklist of the kids that what they're supposed to accomplish that day. So it might be just based on that. So like maybe 4 or 5 things on the checklist. Like
So, this is Fast and Furious. Why? Because the classroom it was designed to be slightly overwhelming. Sorry about that. But that was kind of the key because when you're in real time, it's in real time and you have to make these adjustments fairly quickly, right? And as teachers, we know what it's like to make a snap decision because you have to, not because you wanted to, because that's just what happens. This year, I had the class, one of these lessons, by the way, and all of a sudden, all the air went out of the balloon because I had a super physical class. I had them after lunch. They were seniors. I knew almost all of them by name, not because I had ever taught them, but because they were in the hallway all the time. Okay? They are now my favorite class, but what was very clear from the beginning, if I had them seated for even 30 seconds, I was going to lose my whole class. We jumped right up into physical activity, right? And I'm like, bam, switching it right now. And then I was able to dive back in, so I'm asking you to do that. We have about 10 minutes. We're going to present out a little bit. Again, lesson plans will be here for you during the day, so take pictures, do what you need. But please get something on paper because we're going to share out in the next 7 to 8. And by the way, welcome to the Hunger Games. You have a new prompt. I'll be around shortly. Yes.
This lesson in multiple months. Yeah, break up. Yes.
Thank
you for writing stuff down. You're on point.
Also to break it down like into smaller groups of kids, like with different ideas, with different recipes, with different names for shows, so that you keep them all active. And it's not just about listening to each other.
This is so weird, but we like filmed in such like giving close-ups.
Yeah.
He's like filming us in close-up, and any of our students could like find us online and watch it, and that's kind of scary.
No, it's not.
So
They can't. Anyway.
Different ideas on the paper or one idea shared.
You got a choice of either lesson 1 or 2.
So we should have kind of looked at lesson 2 already?
Yep, you could have, but you don't have to. Again, it will be here for you. So if you want to stick with one, you can. Yeah.
So
Does that make more
so
sense?
with the prompt that we have with the notorious kid, she had brought up. Go ahead.
Oh,
Your
sorry.
idea.
Oh yeah, we just have different ideas, which is totally fine.
No, right.
Do you want me to explain
Yeah,
it
why
again?
not?
Sure. That if the student was coming in and they hadn't been in the class before, and if they were like not shy, bold, impulse control, if that was the issue, I might like make them into a Gordon Ramsay character to have them with me, like evaluating the different things for the recipes, as opposed to trying to group them right away before understanding the social dynamics or what is causing like the other kids to be chaotic. I don't know the interpersonal relationships of this child and other children, but by like giving them a special job and keeping them close to me, then I'm able to like help navigate them through that experience.
Yeah, you heard Gordon Ramsay, right?
I did too, and I was like, I mean, that's just the only person I can think of in a
Right,
in
but
the
no,
food world.
I've done that exact same thing. I'm like, can you go around and take notes for me and tell me what
I'm
kids
not
are
like yelling at
doing?
people. I just don't know any other reality food people.
Oh, sorry. Hold
But that
on.
was just a thing that I was thinking about.
I feel like this kind of.
To buy in, it might be so wide in your casting that it might be easier to get students.
Ready? Yep. Mandatory and surprise testing today. Many students are getting pulled out of your class, and you have the ensemble one.
I guess.
How do you adapt? How do you adjust? How do you reframe, revise?
I feel like with a lesson like this, this is easy
Yeah.
to do because then you just make the group smaller and you give every kid will have a responsibility, but it won't be so overwhelming for everyone in the room to do everything. So smaller groups or combined groups. If you're telling me this is an honors class, then that would probably be I guess.
So, I'm gonna throw my wrenches there. That's what I thought. They are my biggest challenge because they're very linear thinkers. Creativity is scary to them, and they're like, yeah, but it's what it says. And I said, right? But now we're going to take on perspective, right? Or we're going to. So it was actually more challenging for them than my hall walker class. My hall walker class was like, damn, miss, got you, right? And they did, got me. So I think each group presents their challenges. Intellectually, it's easy. Creatively, maybe.
Well, I think there's ways to like the activities the way they are, not to be dismissive of art, but like there's not super like artistic elements to them. They are kind of just like you can show an example, so kids who need the example be like, oh, that's what they did. And then they'll have their concrete example. And then other people who are more comfortable will build on that, and then maybe. But like I think as far as like structure-wise, I don't know that there's a ton of need for expansive creative thinking for this exact lesson. I think this one, the structure of it and what you're asking for, I think opens itself up really easily to those kinds of linear thinking, especially for something like flocking, where it's like, great, well, you're here and you need to get here, and when you get there, you need to have told this story. So then people who are linear can be like, great, well, when we get here, we need to do this, and then we need to do this, and then we need to do this. And then people who are more like, will just be like, okay, great, and they'll kind of follow along. So I think maybe it sounds blasphemous, I guess, but like if that's the classmate that we have, to ease back the artisticness and just look at it more as a form and not an art.
I don't think it's classroom-istic at all. And I think I ask them to lean into what's uncomfortable a little bit. Because I want them to be, not in a mean way, but they do that really well. I'm like, you do that great. I do not. Right? Look at my book bag, look at yours. Like, you have all these tabs. I have all these wrappers, right? Very different thought processes. But how can you lean into that? And use their organizational skills, but also ask them to take a step forward, because movement, in my experience, for kids who are very linear, becomes very scary. Not always, but a lot of the time. Physical movement is vulnerable, right? And it's a different kind of vulnerability, and you couple that with using your voice, which in and of itself is a big deal. I teach high school, so maybe it's different, right?
I think it would be, and then you have like some of them like actually working.
Yes.
They'll make little chef hats.
That's for early grades. It says here you can give them angry, clumsy, depressed, like change the character.
Yeah. So presentation choice opposed to
and that ties into descriptive words, English, language learning,
vocabulary development,
character development.
First, the video, obviously, right?
Yeah, they can. What else? They can do a skit.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, they can present it in a skit with chosen like personas.
So they know, I'd say really straight up, if you tell me things I have to report, I will report it because that's my job. But if you let me inference, I'm smart. So here's how I can accommodate you, and they understand that. And we're talking about like 5th and 6th grade. So like, I have very, but
like from the beginning of the school year, or like because I'm dealing with kids like that. I'm in middle school and I have kids like that, but I immediately go to, oh, I have to report this or I have to get someone else to deal with it.
You have to report it, you have to deal with it, but I also find ways of making it safe so that they understand the people I'm bringing in are there as a system of support. That's part of the real problem and the shock. What makes everything kind of blow up in the room is like, all right, well now I'm calling the dean. Why would you say that out loud? Why are you making a spectacle? I'm going to tell you what's going to happen step by step, and I'm the kind of person that's going to go with you through the steps. So it's like, you're not going to the dean. I'm going to call the dean at the end of the lesson because I'm going to go with you if I can. I'm going to tell the guidance counselor what's happening, but I'm going to sit with you. I'm going to call you. I'm calling your mother. I'm not letting them call your mother. I'm telling them what's happening. It's awful. But then, all of a sudden, how many safe havens do they really have? Tell me how I can help.
What do you need right now from me?
Yeah, who's the person? Because I also know I'm not always the person. Can you tell who's your person here? And a lot of times they will say, oh, it's this person or that person. I'm making a phone call saying, you got your kid? You know about your kid right now? Everybody's always, they need help. Tell me. It was literally chasing them around until they said, stop making me have steps. I don't want to do the steps anymore. How can you stop the step? And that was like, it became a joke. They made a comedy routine out of it until it stops being funny. You know? There has to be a way in. It's beyond the lesson at that point.
We just did this. We just said it.
We are, that's why.
9.
It's the end of marking period 3.
We have about 6 minutes.
Okay. Perfect. Okay, what is it? It's the end of marking period 3. Kids just received their report cards before your class.
Oh.
Miss, why did you fail me? And then, oh wait, is
This is not a thing for my kids.
Yeah, my kids don't give
They
a shit
don't
about
get
their
their
grades.
report cards. The parents do.
Wait, there's 2. So should we pick one? Wait,
Oh, yeah,
on the back it says, nah, I'm not doing nothing, and then your AP walks up to you.
Oh, that's what
That one,
the second one, that one, yes.
That's it.
And then let them break up into their groups to do, because blocking is essentially improv modern dance. Like they're doing like things and they're moving around, and that's like something that not all kids are going to be comfortable with. Or I'm going to have to get up and I'm going to have to make up a movement. And so letting them do it in the smaller groups and giving them the option to present to the class or just to me. That is something that I think could work for this too.
Mine are always going to do a rhythm thing.
Oh yeah.
You know, mine are always going to start anyway, stomping the feet, and they're building, or the TikTok dance is going to come out immediately.
And to get them to not do that
is really challenging. To get them to use their bodies in any other way.
Yeah. Or lean into that.
Yeah. Well, that's what I end up doing, of course.
Absolutely. Because even like that, even if they're doing stuff like that, that gives me so many ideas for the soundscape. All right, if it were a musical, what would it sound like? Like if this was a musical scene of Grease, just
Loved hearing a lot of like, the engaging strategies and even just hearing like what really happens in a room, or even in relation to what you're going through this year or other years. And just hearing how all of the collection of your experiences are making you stronger teachers. I think I would like to just, as our reflection and kind of just as our wrap up, go around and hear like at least the lesson plan you had and maybe some of the
maybe one of the wrenches that you got and an aha about how you solved it. Does that make sense? So the lesson you had, the wrench you might have had, an aha on how you solved it. I'm gonna start, we're just gonna kind of go around this way. Yes? So I'm gonna start.
Just to add on, again, we're gonna keep all of these up and post them. So if you wanna come back and take pictures or look at anything, all of this will be here for you. Don't feel rushed or like you're gonna miss it. We'll make sure it's available to you. I'll be your van away.
Yeah. Oh, me? Okay, so, wait, I'm gonna need help.
We here, girl. We here.
So our task was to, of course, introduce the Food Network Challenge. One of our wrenches was having...
It was the farm and film class that came without subtitles. You just got your class roster. 50% of your class is made up of L's and ENLs who speak a myriad of languages. The other 50% are English speaking. So we all kind of said that we have that class now. So we were like, oh, we know what to do.
So to do that, some of the foods we had to make were peanut butter and jelly, mac and cheese, spaghetti and sauce, and
scrambled
eggs
and
buttered toast. So the best way to reach those students is to have visuals of each food, because not every culture eats those things. I know I didn't until I was a teenager.
We also thought maybe some of our students really wouldn't know what the Food Network is or what a food competition show is. So we thought maybe we would show a video.
Maybe like Gordon Ramsay.
Yeah, with someone with some really like heightened emotions. And then kind of break it into like what we're asking them with a video. Because our second wrench ties into videos, because we have TikTok obsessed kids, which is also not far from reality.
Right.
And so that wrench we thought we could tie into giving more presentation choices and having them be able to make a TikTok.
Right. We also thought about the students who do not like to act
on camera.
So we came up with like camera holders, prop masters, director, lighting, like roles for them as well to be included.
Yeah.
Thank
you.
Headed this way. I can't get over
So we had a lot of the same ideas that you had. We were talking about like the kids may not know what Food Network is. They may not know all of those foods. So one of the things we were thinking about revising is maybe change the foods in the menu so that they are more culturally representative of the students in our classroom. What else do we have on here? Again, the thing with the roles and stuff, we said within each group we would have different roles, like the director, the assistant director, and other roles like that as well, because there are those students, like you said, that may not want to act. Also giving a checklist to the students so they know clear expectations of what's expected. Our monkey wrench was that our class is going along wonderfully, and then we get that notorious student in the room. So we thought maybe let's make that student come up and be our like teacher's helper. Give them the checklist. They go around with the teacher and they're checking off to see what the other groups are doing, as well as being part of the demo that the teacher is giving as the sous chef. So they're constantly engaged and involved in all the aspects of it. And our final wrench was that we have a student that's DDR, which is drugs, drinking, and rage. So we set to create some safe spaces within our rooms where if they are hungry, that there would be like some food there, that they're able to get it, as well as code words. So they could just say something to the teacher and we know where they're at. So always try to like squash it before we're getting other people involved so that they know that this is a safe place for them to come to.
Okay, so we also had the Food Network thing, a lot of the same. providing pictures for kids who can't read. We also wanted to be really intentional about the way we make groups and making sure that each group has like a strong writer, a kid who really likes to perform, so that they can kind of use those strengths together. So and we keep them small, we create them intentionally. We had in our prompt like some really shy students, so prompting them when we asked those initial questions in a lesson plan, prompting them like, how do you feel about this question? And along those same lines, like we, in the rearrange category, we would ask those extension questions a little later on in the unit and use them as like a way to check in throughout and give an opportunity for students to give feedback to us, the teachers, which would help for future planning. I was reading the word food. And yeah, also like generally stretching it out into like right, we were given 2 lessons and we were supposed to work on just 1 lesson, but we all agreed that this would take like many more lessons. And we would add some sort of like pre-teach type of stuff about like what is an elevator pitch? Like what is presenting versus acting? What are these Food Network personalities about? Like what is kind of the shared language of the Food Network people? And I think and then our last pivot was, nah, I'm not doing nothing. And your AP walks into observe. And so for that, instead of like pushing that student away, we would pull them closer, give them an opportunity for leadership, send them on an errand. That's an adventure. Like, oh, can you go to like I'm always sending my kids to the art teacher's room to borrow her broom. Can you bring me the broom from Miss Kennedy's room? Or like, you're the assistant director, you're the cinematographer now, so you're gonna film these for us. You're gonna be the DJ and you're gonna press play and pause on the music when we're transitioning through different things, like some sort of job of that sort, so that your AP sees that you're doing something about it. Even if the kid is still like, nah, your AP will see that you tried. So yeah, did I miss anything?
The one thing is like I have a lot of kids that can't write, so we use a lot of picture symbols. So like even these recipes and things, instead of just having them read them, I would try to figure out what the steps were and give them the picture option with a way for them to actually put them in order. So one person could point to them, one could act it out. So that helps the nonverbal kids.
Thank you. Thank you.
So I think we were a little confused, but now, I don't know about you guys, but now that I've heard everyone else's, I had some aha moments. But so our class had been going along swimmingly, and I think we have a similar one to you guys. A member of admin brings that notorious student to your room and announces that he, she, they has been added to your roster. There is an instant unease and ensuing pandemonium in your class. So we said one possibility was to make that new notorious student an assistant to the teacher and help them evaluate the groups as they walked around. So I think that was also somewhat similar to what you guys said. Another possibility for that was to put the notorious student with a student teacher or a very patient, responsible other kid. Our second wrench was the removal of our star student. So at first we all were like, well, no big whoops, because we just always go with the flow. We said the removal of star student wouldn't affect us. But then we said another possibility was when the star student is removed, that their particular group have a meltdown and be like, oh, well, we can't do it without blah, 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 blah. And then the teacher come along and say, well, you know what, then I'm just you're gonna go with that group, you're gonna go with that group, and then reassign them evenly to all the other groups. So now each group will have to change a little bit, but everyone has a new person. Is that it? Okay. But I just want to say, now that I heard some other people's things and someone said something about the food, I am from a school that's very multicultural, and we have a lot of Albanian, a lot of Chinese, and a lot of Spanish. But I think keep the same food offerings, but have them bring their culture's way of making that. The spaghetti and the sauce, you know, if you're Latino, you might put a little more spice in it or something, or like, and I think that would be a good way to get the kids for a buy-in.
Yeah, I love that. Absolutely. Thank you.
I didn't.
And last but not least, it's okay that you don't worry about chart. Yes. Just talk through it.
We talked.
Yes.
Wait, who wants to talk? Who's talking? We didn't decide that.
Okay, so our lesson was on Greek theater and introducing Antigone, for those of us who have seen it or done it in high school or middle school. I believe our prompt was that we were given a honors class, and that they don't know why they got put into this class. A lot of it, like, it was like they were in theater 1 and now it's theater 2, and now it's all new kids and they have no idea why they're in this class, and trying to just get them engaged and moving and interested in the thing that we're doing. So our first lesson was, both of the lessons involved using group work and a lot of literacy writing and organization and losing my train of thought here. Greek chorus and like just getting like them on their feet, but also having them sit down and writing and like engaging both different ways. Our wrench was mandatory and surprise testing, so many students were getting pulled in and out. So just trying to find ways to like navigate through that. And I think some of the things, we all came up with something different. I personally said that kind of just like integrating those kids into like smaller groups, or because everybody loves small groups, the kids love small groups, especially mine, because there's so many of them in my class. Or just like splitting them up into like having somebody be the observer and another group perform, and then that group go and then another group perform, and just like trying to find a way to just like forget the fact that people are leaving the class and we're kind of like messing up the group, but the group can still be sustainable and continue. You guys had some of this stuff as well.
We also talked about simultaneously doing several of the exercises so that we would have different entry points for and differentiate the lesson. For example, part of the lesson plan is to do flocking, which is a lead into doing chorus, being a part of the Greek chorus, but then another part of the lesson is to do a soundscape, and we thought putting those two together and then doing the side coaching that would turn sort of an abstract flocking with abstract sounds into the world of Greece, ancient Greece, and the war that is currently taking place in the story. And then for our students who won't move and won't make noise either, there is also a tech aspect. And some of our students are actually providing sound effects, some of our students are moving, and then some of our students are holding the flashlights or working the light switches and creating the world through lighting. So we thought putting all of those things together just differentiates the whole lesson for everyone. And then when we lose half of our class, it's not that big. It's not that big a deal because everybody's sort of doing something, and fewer people can be moving or fewer people can be soundscaping or whatever. It doesn't really affect the lesson plan.
Also, we could rely on digital resources from Digital Theater
Yes.
Plus to show examples of flocking.
Right.
Thank you.
You were part of the group. I wanted you to.
I appreciate that.
Give yourselves a round of applause.
Take the lesson plans, leave the prompts, run to lunch. Thank you. Leave the lesson plans, leave the lesson plans, leave everything. Thank you so much.